Good morning, everyone. I'm sure you all know why we're here today. We have a debate about the motion that's on the board, and I'm sure that you're well prepared for it. You've written rich arguments for or against the topic or the motion with evidence. I can't wait to hear you. But before you begin, can someone tell me what is the purpose of a debate? What kind of skills does a debate teach you as a learner? Yes, sweetie.
Debating can improve your communication skills and social skills.
Excellent. Yes.
It helps us to boost our confidence, and we want to feel more prepared for everything. If we help each other to argue.
Beautiful. Yes.
To help us improve our research skills.
Excellent. Yusuf.
It helps us defend our arguments. And it helps us improve our active listening skills.
Excellent. Okay, shall we begin? We have Team A, Team B. Who are our team leaders here in the Team A? Let's see. Begin with your introduction.
Okay. Good morning. Good afternoon. This is the affirmative team. My team members and I will be stating reasons about why we think that criminal behavior is environmental and not inherited. We will also be stating these evidence to prove our point of view.
Team B.
Good afternoon. This is the opposing team. Today, my team and I will be discussing whether people are inherently criminals or affected by environmental factors. We will be providing evidence to strengthen our argument and prove that environment has little effect on criminal behavior, unlike the effect of genes, which has a big impact on people. And now my team will be stating reasons and evidence to prove our point.
Excellent.
First of all, I would like to state that it is clear to see criminals are affected by environmental factors. For example, negative environment. When a person is surrounded by negative environment that's filled with crimes, they eventually learn from this behavior, or it becomes so normalized that they are likely to start committing crime, or you just want to get revenge. Even children who turn out to be criminals are due to the example of parents.
If it is not convincing enough, Hamlet, to provide more evidence to prove our point of view. Criminals differ from non-criminals in a number of biological and psychological traits. These traits, for example, a lack of empathy and can lead to criminal behavior.
Standard point of view. But I would like to support my teammates' argument that most violent behavior is learned. In fact, early exposure to violence in the family may involve witnessing either violence or physical abuse. Research suggests that these forms of exposure to violence during childhood increase the risk of violent behavior during adolescence by much as 40%. However, you have to consider that genetics play a role in criminal behavior. They affect brain functioning in ways that increase or reduce the chances of learning complex behavior patterns. Adrian Rain, a well-known biopsychologist, once stated that despite strong resistance, there is now scientific doubt that genes play a significant role in antisocial behavior. Genetics play factors that lead to an individual path of illegal behavior. Therefore, nature shapes who we are today.
I disagree with you, Coco. I understand your point of view. However, my teammate stands a very essential argument. I would like to add to it. We can't choose the way we're raised as children. Some of us enjoy pleasant childhood, while others are less fortunate and suffer from childhood trauma that impacted their lives on the long run. Therefore, this trauma has a huge impact that can lead people to criminal behavior. Thank you.
However, you must put in thought that results of behavioral research that indicates up to 60%, while shared environmental 10%. But however, you must put in thought that results of behavioral research indicates up to 60% of variation antisocial and criminal behavior is inheritable, while shared environmental factors explain up to 10% and 50% of variance in criminal behavior.
Your reason is not convincing enough, Madison. I would like to add to my team members' point of view.
Even if violence is not modeled in the home, research suggests that absence of effective social bonds and controls puts children in risk of later violence. Some neighborhoods provide opportunities for learning and engaging in violence. The presence of gangs and illegal markets, particularly drug distribution networks, provides high levels of exposure to violence and violent role models.
I am not persuaded with your reason, Yusuf. Just like we can choose our eye color and hair color, we can choose the chemicals make up of our brain. Some scientists believe that our biology can also contribute us to criminality. That's not to say that criminals are born that way, just like biological factors including variances in autonomic arousal and neurobiology have shown to increase the likelihood that we might commit criminal acts.
I understand your argument. However, research findings suggest that growing up in poor, minority families and disorganized neighborhoods have two major effects directly related to violent behavior. First, when the time comes to make the transition into adulthood, there are limited opportunities for employment, which reduces the chances of marriage. Secondly, there is evidence that growing up in poor, disorganized neighborhoods inhibits the normal course of adolescent development.
I appreciate your opinion, Paris, but you must also consider that some genes can predispose a person to violent behavior. Areas of the brain which have not developed fully or have developed abnormally are responsible for the behaviors displayed. Furthermore, if these are present, an individual is on a crash course and is born to be a criminal.
I'm not convinced, as I would also like to state that there is a link between criminal behavior and the surrounding environment or situation. For example, substance abuse, 85% of the American population has abused drugs or alcohol, in which lead to criminal behavior. That is to say that criminal behavior is highly influenced by the surrounding environment.
While you might say that, alright, it's important to know that there are many genes and variation of genes that impact a person's risk of developing an alcohol gene that leads to the development of alcohol use disorder. And as mentioned before, substance abuse can lead to criminality.
I disagree with you, Sana. It is also important to note that levels of education have been determined to be significant in the manifestation of criminal behavior. This is because academic achievement is interrelated in our society with several other variables, such as financial success, high self-esteem, and an internal loss of control. Therefore, lack of education can lead to criminal behavior.
While you might say that genetic factors play a role in our life and personality and disorders that are connected to criminal acts, to criminal behavior are inherited and they lead to criminal acts.
In fact, I would like to state that who we are around and what we are exposed to can influence who we are coming from, a foreign family or being raised in a foreign neighborhood can lead people to committing crime.
Though environmental factors play a role in life, genetics also play an important role because it affects each one of us. People can be triggered by inheritance factor to become a criminal.
And I would like to say that my team and I genuinely agree that criminals or frauds are influenced by the environment around them. Why? Because sometimes a person can be influenced by their circumstances. Some people have some aggressive family and atrocious neighborhoods or education. Now finally, I would like to end off this debate with a very simple quote written by J. Edgar Hoover. Experts neither say that children are not born criminals nor pampered parasites. They are made that way by the environment in which they live in. Thank you for your time.
To sum up for my team, there are genes that are responsible for such functions of aggressiveness and impulsiveness to some degree. The criminal behavior is hereditary just as other medical conditions, such as heart disease and high cholesterol. Also, criminals could be identified by physical attributes such as hawk-like nose and bloodshot eyes. This gives us a conclusion that genetic characteristics and variations in human chromosomes are playing an important role in criminal behavior.
Thank you, 5A. I'm really proud of each one of you. You were able to defend your arguments with enough reasons and evidence. I'm really proud of your research skills and communication skills. Well, I guess we have two winning teams, so it's a tie. I'm really proud of you.